morning and welcome to your new family welcome session. My name is Veronica Opani. I am the Primary Grades Family School Partnership Coordinator. Before we get started, I'm just going to do some housekeeping items in regards to how to manage the room when you have functionalities in the room. I'm going to go ahead and get my pointer real quick. So, in Jigsaw sessions, this is the classroom that your students are going to be in. These are where we hold our parent meetings as well. But in sessions, this session and future sessions, there are some settings that you can manage while you're in the room so that you are not hearing a lot of distractions. You or your students are not hearing a lot of distractions, and you're able to utilize the capabilities that are in the room. So one, you click on this settings icon right next to your name. It's the settings icon. It looks like a cog. You'll have this box pop up. Now, this box is your settings box. This is where you can turn on and off your microphone. You can also turn on and off your webcam and your notifications. So currently, right now, the chat box is locked, but when it does open up, there is a notification for every time someone chats, and that can be a little overwhelming. So you want to click on notifications, and you will have three options. One of the options is turn off chat notifications. You may want to do that because after a while, again, it will get overwhelming when everyone is chatting in the chat box and you're trying to focus in on the session. Another cool tool that we have here that people don't know about is the step away functionality. At any time in this session or previous or future sessions that you need to step away, you need to go to the restroom, get a drink, all you need to do is click on the step away guide, you or your student, and then it will indicate to the host and the participants in the room that you're currently not active. Once you come back, you just click on step away again, and it shows everybody that you're back in the room. Another big item here is the refresh my connection button. The refresh my connection button comes in handy when you find in future sessions or even in this session that the screen's frozen. It just seems like no one is talking, nothing is going on. You may want to refresh your connection just so that Jigsaw will refresh and you can get back into the room. You can also hit your keyboard, Control R, that also allows you to refresh your connection if you cannot utilize the functions in Jigsaw because your computer has is frozen or something like that. Your screen is frozen. Also, future sessions, you may have the capability to move to different breakout rooms. So hosts can set up breakout rooms in sessions where families, students can go into different rooms and access a different presentation or a different class. So how you do that is once the host provides those settings for you, you'll see on in the attendees pane to your far left this quick move icon right here. The quick move icon allows you to see all the different breakout rooms and move yourself into the breakout rooms. There are future sessions like parent meetings that parents will have the breakout room capability, and for students they may have breakout rooms if the teacher is having fun activities in class that day. Like I said, I am Veronica Opani, your primary's family school partnership coordinator. And here at GCA, we internalize the parent and family engagement model because we understand that it is an ongoing process to increase participation, communication, and collaboration between you guys, our schools, our community partners, our stakeholders. And then the goal for us all here in parent and family engagement with you guys, with your students, is to educate the whole child so that we are ensuring that they are reaching their full academic potential. The items that I will be providing, and the list goes on, but I just summed it up right here so you guys wouldn't get a laundry list of items is I provide resources and communications for all parents, including our English learner students and limited English proficient families, and resources, communications and resources that are going to help you connect back to family engagement, connect to your students, connect to your teachers, so that we again are meeting that goal, making sure that student is reaching their full academic potential. I also recognize the value of you all. So I will be communicating and working with you all as equal partners so we can continue on with that goal. And I am going to be enlisting and empowering our parents so that they are um, the advocates and the helpers and the supporters of their student. Um, and again, we understand and value that you guys are what we need in order to help that student, your student, get to that finish line. We also provide school parent compacts. The school parent compacts is an agreement between our school, our district leaders, our teachers, our parents, and our students on how we are going to work together to make sure we're educating the whole child. We also provide a parent and family engagement policy in a family friendly language. Our parent and family engagement policy is a transparent document of all the wonderful programs that we have here with the parent and family engagement focus on making sure that you get the tools that you need in order to support your student in the comfort of your learning environment. Then we also provide parent and student programming, meetings, parent and student volunteer opportunities, parent and student leadership opportunities. So as the school year starts flowing, you're going to see a lot of those programs and opportunities for you and your student to get connected with the school. So we look forward to seeing you guys in those programs and those volunteer opportunities and leadership opportunities in the future. The mission and vision here at Georgia Cyber Academy. First, mission. Our mission is to support our students in an interactive virtual learning environment. And we are very individualized for our student. We're very differentiated. You're going to see throughout the school year, we are going to request assessments, our students to take assessments, interim assessments, as well as map assessments so that we understand where your student is and where they're going, and we're providing them with the resources that they need. So we're very individualized and differentiated. We're student centered here at GCA. We always focus on our students, and we do that through kindergarten and 12th grade, through our kindergarten and 12th grade program. Georgia Cyber Academy also envisions a learning environment where we're empowering our students through collaborating with you guys, with their peers, with learning coaches, with their parents, with teachers, administrators, and other staff members, because we want them to successfully reach their full and academic potential so that they can choose whatever path they want to go, if it's career or college. So we want to empower them. We want them to be captains of their own education here at GCA, because those tools are useful, again, whatever path they're choosing to go to, whether it's career or college. I have the wonderful role of introducing your primary grades principal, Mrs. Ingrid Bailey. Mrs. Ingrid Bailey has a beautiful staff of assistant principals here to support you and your students. We have Mrs. Susan Rudd, Ms. Tamisha Shelton, and Ms. Amanda Mills, and Dr. Heather Bishop. They're all working diligently behind the scenes to make sure we are providing the educational tools for your student to be successful here at GCA. So definitely, I'm going to share with you your first point of contacts. But if you have any questions that you would like to just reach out to your principals and assistant, or your principal and assistant principal, feel free. They do have extensions, and I will share with you guys the faculty directory in case you are trying to look for any teachers or family engagement coordinators or your assistant principal and principals to reach out to them. This is a primary overview on what primary the primary grades looks like each day, just an overview. So we do have morning meetings Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8:20, which we can incorporate counseling initiatives or homeroom activities. So students are required to get up early and get ready for their 8 a.m. class. We have consistent live class sessions Monday through Friday. So we are teaching live in each core contents for each day. We also have a tier 2, 3 process of support sessions, math and reading. So if your student qualifies for those tier 2 and 3, we do have support sessions in math and reading. Elective classes are required to meet once a week in a synchronous um, uh, format, 2 per week. All grade bands have a common lunch, so 11:55 a.m. to 12:55. So you do have a common lunch. So if you have multiple students in GCA, they do have the same lunch. So you don't have to worry about juggling who's going to lunch first, who's going to lunch second. We all have a common lunch. We are writing focus in ELA, science, and social studies, and we have a streamlined platform. So all of our platforms can be found in one place called Clever. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's a beautiful program that we have here at GCA that you will need to log in every morning to get to all the platforms that you are trying to get to in order to school at GCA. All students are required to be on camera in classes when we're administering assessments. So MAPs and IAs, we're going to require all of our students to turn on their camera. They will be in their own breakout room with a teacher. So they won't be by themselves. They'll just be with the teacher in their own breakout room with their camera on doing their assessments. This is just a sample schedule. We are encouraging and telling families, please check Infinite Campus when you have your schedule. If you haven't had your schedule yet, I'll tell you why. There could be a couple of possibilities why you haven't had your schedule yet, but this is what sample schedule looks like. You have, again, homeroom at 8 o'clock. You may have guided reading. It could change. You may have guided reading third period. So this is just a sample schedule. So we do have 7 periods. Again, lunch is a common period for all, 11:55 to 12:55. But this is what a schedule looks like for kindergarten and first grader. Science and social studies are in one class. So that is one thing that is going to be different for our second grade. Science and social studies, it's one class. And then we have ELA writing and guided reading and reading phonics for our kindergarten and first grade babies. Again, another sample schedule. This is not your schedule. This is just a sample one. For our second grade babies, science and social studies are split. There are 2 different classes, and they have guided reading and they have ELA and writing. So kindergarten, first grade, they have phonics. Second grade has guided reading and ELA writing. And then science and social studies is split up. This is your counseling team. You have Miss Tamika, who is your K through 5 counseling lead. She's also your kindergarten counselor. You have Miss Beth, who is your first grade counselor, and you have Miss Tammy, who's your second grade counselor. And their vision here and focus at GCA is to support students in areas of academics, social and emotional, career education, and their goal is to empower students. Everybody's trying to empower your students, right? And to empower students with confidence and self-awareness, good relationships, and social skills so that they're successful in any area of life. They also have tons of cool initiatives and intervention and prevention initiatives that they are going to be rolling out as schools continues to progress. Your legal guardians and your learning coaches. So we said legal guardians / learning coaches because we understand there could be grandma, grandpa, family member, or parent and dad that takes on the role of a learning coach. The role of a learning coach is a big role here at GCA, especially for my primary families, because you got to be right there with them. You got to be there to encourage them. You got to be there to uplift them, to keep them motivated and engaged. Our teachers are going to be doing a good job trying to get them engaged and motivated while they're in class, but you got to make sure that you bring them to the class, right? You got to make sure that they're still sitting in those seats, they're getting up, they're engaging with their teachers. Also, you have to make sure you're entering their attendance daily. Although we're going to talk about later on that attendance, when they're in class, is automatically recorded through our attendance app. But those extra hours, right? Those hours that they're doing assignments, or those minutes that they're doing assignments outside of class, you need to be recording that for your student. So they equal their full time of school for the day. You obviously, guys, reading those emails are essential because you know exactly what is going on. You guys probably received a late night email invite inviting you to this meeting, but it's essential so that we can get you guys where you need to go and give you the information that you need in order to be engaged and successful here at GCA. I'll answer all communications where there is a response. We love hearing from our families in regards to feedback. So when we send out surveys, please take time. Please take time to fill out this survey so we can get your feedback, because you are a stakeholder here at GCA and we want to provide those resources if resources are needed based on your feedback, or fine tune our process if that is needed as well. So making sure you keep all of your students' information up to date. We don't know when you move, so let us know when you move, okay? We have some cool programs and initiatives here at GCA that we'd like to send really cool thank you letters and small gifts of appreciation to those students that we find that are high flying, or just because thank you letters. So we'd like all of that information up to date. And we'd like to also get in contact with you if we have any questions that we need to address with you and your family. Ensure that your student attends all required live class sessions. We are expecting all of our students, especially our new families, to go to class live. We've seen that the data shows that, especially our first semester families, or first year families in general, that live classes help them start a routine to get them successful. And then once you do your assessments and we see that your student is engaged, and we see that they're catching everything and they're making good grades and their assessments are on grade level and through the roof, we will allow flexibility. But again, the first year, we do require students to be in class because we want to get them in there. We want them to be engaged, and we want to engage back with them. Also, monitoring your students when they're taking the assessments, meaning just sitting there, making sure that they're motivated, making sure that they continue on, because I get it, especially my kindergarten, first and second grade families and friends. It's hard. It's hard to stay and sit focused on a test, right? This is something that, is kind of new to them as well. So encouraging them, making sure that they are taking the test and doing their best, making sure that they're not going on different, Google up answers to questions, just monitoring them to make sure that they are truly doing their best, so we truly understand where we need to help them. Then the next bullet point goes to, especially my kindergarten friends and families, don't read to them, don't read the answers, don't read the questions, because we want to make sure we know exactly what they need help in. For math, as you guys already know, there is a component, some of you guys who have taken math, there is a component in the test where it reads to them. So the test reads to them. So encourage them to use that, or make them use that on their test by helping them and showing them how to use it. So do not read questions, do not read the answers to them in any assessments, because we want to make sure they know exactly that we are here to support them. Communicate with their students, teachers, So you also need to communicate with your students' teachers, your counselors, your family engagement liaisons. If you are struggling, if you need support, if you need extra resource, make sure you are open to us so that we can provide those resources and those trainings for you and your student where it needs be. So students who are required to attend live classes will be counted absent if they're not in attendance. So if your student is not in class, we will count them absent if they're required to go. And even if you put an hour of class, typically class is 45 minutes. We allot an hour for you to give them. So if class is 45 minutes, you give them that hour because we understand that you're going to be doing, assignments after class too. So give them that hour, but do not give them that hour if we won't give them that hour. Sorry, we won't give them that hour if that student misses class. So please, please, please make sure your student is in class. And if there is any excused absences, I will share with you on what you guys need to do when that comes. Next, student expectation. Okay, so we expect a lot from our students, just as much as we expect from our learning coaches. And learning coaches help us let them know this is what your school expects you to do. This is what I expect you to do. Working in a distraction free learning environment. Encourage your students to tell you, Mom, Dad, Uncle, Aunt, this is too noisy for me. I can't pay attention to my class. Encourage them to let you know, is this distraction free? Let them tell you, is this a distraction free environment? That way it gets them the buy-in to and the ownership and the empowerment to make sure that their learning environment is distraction free. Treat themselves and others with respect, courtesy, fairness. So we encourage our students to always respect themselves and their peers and their teachers while they're in class or if they're communicating outside of class with them. Respect your school property. We also know that we are now, I know our legal guardians, our families are teaching our kids, you got to respect all your property. You can't trash your property, you can't throw it, you can't damage it. Same thing with the school property. Engage and participate in live classes. Understand and utilize school procedures for resolving concerns, conflicts, and disagreements. Attend classes as required. We're going to continue to say that. Attend classes, participate, engage in classes because we want to make sure that we're providing all of the content and the resources and the support that they need so that they are successful. Also, complete and turn in assignments on time, participate in all assessments, even the state mandated assessments as stipulated, and ask if they are struggling. Encourage your student to ask if they're struggling. Ask their teacher. They can ask their teacher in class live while they're sitting there in class. They can ask their teacher questions. So encourage them to ask questions in class so that we are able to support them. That's part of engaging. Them even asking a question is engaging. Asynchronous days. What does asynchronous day mean here at GCA? It just means it's just the day where your teacher may be training or have an emergency and they cannot teach live. So it's going to be a recorded session. It's going to be a recorded class. Doesn't mean that that day that student doesn't have class. It's going to be recorded. So they have to review the recording that same day, do all of their assignments, complete all their assignments that are required and due on that day, and reach out to their teacher if they have any questions or concerns. So you can definitely reach out to your teacher via Canvas messaging or an email so that your teacher is able to get back to you as soon as they are in their home office or as soon as they're available. So how are you going to access that? I'm going to show you in some screenshots later on what this really means on the how to access, but you'll go into Canvas. And then once you go into Canvas, you're going to see your dashboard. You're going to see your course cards. You just click on the course that you're going to be doing for that, the recording for that time. And then go to the Jigsaw. You're going to go to Jigsaw, find Jigsaw down there. Then you're going to go to view all my sessions, because the view all my sessions page is going to show all your sessions, and it's also going to show the recorded tab. So I'm going to show you this in a screenshot, but That's how you're going to access your recording. Um, I've had questions in the past like, well, you know, I don't know how I'm going to manage that, right? What I've encouraged all of our families when we have async days, you guys are going to, when we have an async day, you're going to be well into your routine, right? You're going to know math is at 10 o'clock, ELA is at 12. You're going to know all the times. So, what I've encouraged our learning coaches and students to do is make sure that they just review the recordings the time that they have math class. So, on async day, if you have math class at 10 o'clock, make sure you review your recording at 10. So you're not waiting till the end of the day to listen to all of these recordings. Just treat it just like a regular school day. Follow the regular school schedule. You may be done sooner with the reviewing the recordings, but if you treat it like a regular day in your household, it's just recorded, that keeps you on track. Student attendance will be taken through Jigsaw. So if you don't review the recording, it's as if you didn't go to class. So that's why I said if you just treat it as a regular day, you will be ensured that you go to class. I mean, you get that attendance for the day. Attendance here is very important as it is in every brick and mortar school, but it's very important here. We want to make sure that we are getting our students to school and that they are meeting the minimum hours that is required by the Georgia Department of Education. But our attendance app is called Nucleus. Our attendance app is where you will go to enter all your attendance, right? It tracks all your students' attendance data, and it tracks missing live classes. It also tracks your additional, extracurricular hours that you may put in, that you will be putting in. It also is where you go to submit your excused absent document. So doctor's excuses, that's where you'll go to put in that for in your Nucleus app. And your students' attendance in live Jigsaw class is automatically updated. You don't have to manually put that in. So your student being in class will be something that you do not need to worry about inputting in the system. Again, the only thing that you need to worry about is those additional assessment assignments that they do outside of class, right? So those additional assignments they do outside of class, that's where you'll need to track and put it in Nucleus. So, who should you contact if you have any attendance questions? You have an attendance specialist. They should be sending out welcome letters if you have not already received it. We're sending, introducing themselves and giving you all the resources and tools that you need in order to get set up in your Nucleus account and provide the right information in your Nucleus account, meaning the right hours, the right minutes, all of that stuff. They are there for you, and they will support you. In the app, you have the capability to email them directly within the app, emailing them and calling them. I've heard from previous parents that or parents that are currently here at GCA that little feature to contact them directly in the Nucleus app is amazing because you don't have to remember what email address they sent in your email inbox. You can just go to that Nucleus app and then send them an email just right there. They do have help sessions that are even today at 10 o'clock. I'm going to try to get you out of here in case you have some questions about attendance. So they do have a help session at 10 a.m. Thank you, Mrs. Gilliard. Mrs. Gilliard put that link in the chat box. So the link to the parent calendar. The link to the parent calendar is going to be your best friend because that is the calendar where you can go to meetings, where you can go to help sessions, where you can just see any type of resource as far as someone that is training, providing any trainings live on that calendar. So please bookmark that calendar, click on the link in the chat box, bookmark it on your computer. That is the calendar where you can go to see help sessions and training sessions and meetings that we have here at GCA. And they're having these open office sessions all through September 30th. And they're having it twice a day. Plus, they have it in Learning Coach Life Help. I will tell you about Learning Coach Life Help later, but they have it twice a day one in the morning and one in, the early evening time. So it's great for you to get in there. If you have any questions, if you want to go ahead and set up your account and you haven't already, go to this help session and they will support you. So I'm going to ask everybody in the room, I'm going to do a little engagement. We got about 28 people in the room. Give me an emoji if you have completed MAP as of today. And you can find the emoji on the left-hand side, lower side of your screen. I hope I get a lot more emojis. I hope I'm getting a lot more emojis. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Y'all have completed it today. Great. So my friends that have completed it today, most likely you will have a schedule on Monday. Yay! That means your students getting into class. I know you guys are anxious for your students to start class. So most likely you will have a schedule by Monday. If not, reach out to your family engagement liaison and they will troubleshoot and see what's going on. It could be that, we're still, trying to kick those schedules in. But it's so exciting that you guys already have completed MAP. You guys will have a schedule. Again, this is a sample schedule of what it's going to look like. You have 7 periods. What I will say that your independent assignment elective, so if you're looking at this screen, 5th period, 7th period may not be the same. So it may not be 5th period that you're going to have independent assignment and electives. What that slash means is electives are held on, I think they're held once a week. So you have 2 electives, art and health and PE, 3 electives, art, health, and PE. And I think for my primary, PE and health are the same or in the same, but I'm not sure. So you will have those and it just depends. So you will have one period in your schedule that is quote unquote a period for you to do independent assignments. So that means people are saying it's a free period. It's not free because you got to do work, but it's a free period where you don't have to go to a class. So that is the period where I'm encouraging families, make sure you just, take a deep breath, look at those assignments, look at those daily lessons, and just, take a deep breath within the day. What I'm going to be asking my students to do that week of that first week of school, follow your schedule in your Canvas calendar or your Infinite Campus. Your schedule is going to be Infinite Campus, but Canvas calendar is where you're going to go as far as getting into classes, doing daily assignments, and et cetera, et cetera. So follow your Canvas calendar. And students, again, I'm going to tell you guys, we highly encourage engagement and participation in class. I mean, because the teachers want to know that their students are, feeling engaged and they're there and they are appreciative that the teacher is there teaching them the content. Parents, what I'm asking you, parents, learning coaches, family members, check your students' Canvas inboxes. Because of course they're, kindergarten and second grade, they just need a little bit more help. So check it with them. So check your students' Canvas and inboxes to make sure there are no instructions or directions that your teachers are providing. You may see that there are some emails that said this is due. Obviously, nothing is due for you guys right now because you guys just started. So your homeroom teacher and your content teacher for my newbies, they are going to tell you, ignore those, old emails. It's just generated because you're added onto their roster. So don't think that you got to do all of the stuff that's probably going to be flooding in your students' inbox before they started. You don't need to do that. You will get further information about any type of catching up that they need to do. You'll get further information about that. But in regards to any emails that are talking about past work, please do not panic. It's just generated automatically because you're added into their roster. Also, check your personal emails. Get familiar with the Canvas parent portal, because you guys have pretty much the same view as your students in Canvas. So get familiar with it. Know where to go to look at grades. Know where to go to for your students to see their lessons, their classes, all of that stuff. And then make sure you're entering your students' attendance in Nucleus. And this is for my, so kindergarten and first was this one. This is for my second graders. Again, remember, you guys have two, yeah, three things that are different from kindergarten and first. You got science and social studies split up into two periods, and you do not have phonics, reading and phonics. So that's the only thing that is different from second grade opposed to kindergarten and first. But again, same responsibilities. Go to class, students, be engaging. Learning coaches, check your emails, encourage your students to engage in class, and then get familiar with the Canvas portal. Do your students' attendance, check emails, and just ask us for any questions. If I mean, ask us for any questions if you need help. So if you haven't mapped already, map. Make sure you get into those maps. You are probably being ushered into 3:30 meeting slots for your students to finish up map. They need to finish up map in order to get a schedule. So if you start on Monday, your student hasn't finished a map test, and you don't see a schedule, it's because your student hasn't finished a map test. But if your student has finished a map test and you don't see a schedule, please reach out to your family engagement liaison. So again, my responsibility for my families that have not mapped, get your students to map. Parents, check your emails. Make sure your student maps. That's your responsibility. Check your emails for any slots that times that may change or may be open for you to get your student to map. If you're looking for that email, just search in your email search function, welcome new family map testing, or just put map testing or new student testing, and then you can find that email. You will be getting instructions on what you're going to do. Parents that have students that haven't mapped, but school has started, you still have to enter their attendance. But you will enter the attendance allotted in regards to when your students test, how long your students test. For my families that haven't mapped or finished up map, sorry, my families that haven't finished up map, and you have questions about attendance, please go to the Nucleus Open Office so that they can give you instructions prior. If you just want to be proactive, give you instructions on what that looks like for you to enter your students' attendance. My students with IEPs, my special education students, if you're receiving any special education services and you have an IEP, you will be scheduled for an IEP intake meeting. So if you have the proper documentation, they will schedule you for an IEP intake meeting for your students. So the learning coaches, legal guardians, parents, you will receive an invite from the IEP team for your IEP intake meeting via email. We are asking that our parents be there, be in attendance. You will need to be in attendance so that you can review the IEP accommodations, you can review the courses with the IEP team, so we're all on the same page. And your schedule, your student schedule may change based on that IEP intake meeting. We are here for you. We are here to support you. We are here to champion you on, if that's a word. We're cheerleading for you and your student. So the first thing is reach out to your family engagement liaison. When in doubt, reach out to your family engagement liaison. They are the person that is going to steer you in the right direction. They are probably going to give you the answer, or they're going to get you where you can get the answer. They're also supporting with Infinite Campus navigations, Canvas navigations, any online school platforms that are well, I can't say non-academic, but that are getting you to school, right? The Canvas, Clever, Infinite Campus, those are the online platforms that can support you with training. Any type of academic platforms are more in the teacher's wheelhouse. So individual uh, applications or programs that your students are going to be utilizing in order to do just assignments or daily work or quizzes or anything like that, you will reach out to your teacher for those. But Infinite Campus, Clever, Canvas, those are the applications that your family engagement liaison can support you with. They also are the people that you go to if anything has changed in your family, personal information updates, just anything that has changed that you want the school to know. Go to your family engagement your family engagement liaison, and they will support you. Your homeroom teacher are the grade level. They provide grade level information. They're the person to go to with those questions, understanding resources, conferences, and ILPs, which is instructional learning plans. Your content teacher is where you go to for course content, live class schedules, content resources, instructional level, and grades. Now, your homeroom teacher for my kindergarten and first grade friends, your homeroom teacher and your content teacher may be the same. Kindergarten and first grade, you will have the same teacher. Yeah, you will have the same teacher. So your homeroom teacher and your content teacher are going to be the ones you just go to in general for any academic questions. My second grade, you're going to have two teachers. So still, one will be your homeroom teacher and content teacher. Another is just going to be your content teacher. When in doubt, just go to your teachers when you have any academic questions. Best practices here at GCA, we prefer initially email because it's the fastest and quickest way for us to get in touch with you due to the fact that we like to do research. We like to give you an answer to your question before, just emailing you back. So we like to give an answer to your question. So we like for email to be the primary mode. However, we understand some things just need to be a conversation. So definitely call the office at 404-334-4790. I will put it in the chat box. I know it by heart because I am calling back our families and trying to get them ready for school. But let me go ahead and put that in the chat box. So 404-334-4790. I had to repeat that. So contact the office if you have any questions, and then know their extension. If you don't know their extension, again, I'm going to put the faculty directory in the chat box so that you can bookmark that as well. The faculty directory is an awesome tool that you can use to bookmark when you are looking up your teachers, administrators, etc. So I'm going to put that in the chat box. And the faculty directory is user friendly. Just got to know their first and last name. And then it really does a good job pinpointing. So if you go ahead and click on that link, the faculty directory is where you can go to find staff members, your teachers, etc. Anyone that works here at GCA. So if you're not able to get them live, just leave them a message. And remember, your teachers are teaching until 3:30. So if you're trying to get your teacher during school hours, most likely you probably won't get them. You can try them at lunch, but again, they're taking a lunch too. So just be mindful and they will get back to you as soon as they can. Get connected. Here at GCA, we love our school culture. We want to build on our school culture. We want families and students to know that we thrive in our school culture. So we have student clubs, which are coming very soon. They're coming very soon, and we're excited about them. You will see more information. Probably will get at the end of this week a notification saying Clubs are coming. Be patient. They're coming. They're going to be ready for you soon. So we like to provide those clubs for our students so they can fellowship with their peers. We also have community events, in person and virtual community events. Mrs. Gilliard, if you can pop that in the chat box. She told me she had some links already ready for me. So she's going to pop that in the chat box. Go and visit our community, our events calendar. Find out the virtual or in-person events that you want to go to. Let me go ahead and pop it out, Miss Gilliard. Oh, she's typing. Thank you, Miss Gilliard. That you want to go to our in-person events, fill it fast because we are having limited seats due to COVID, seat spots due to COVID. So we want to make sure that you get to those events, the ones that you desired. You just gotta watch it and make sure you register as soon as you can. If not, you can register for the virtual events. We do have a ton of cool virtual events that our events, our community partnership team has in store for you guys. And we also have newsletters, meeting workshops, parent leadership opportunities, our parent advisory council and parent teacher student organization that are ways for our learning coaches to get connected. And I want to just draw attention to our parent advisory council. Parent advisory council is a council of 27 members that they apply and they get recommended from their teachers, anywhere from their teachers to their family engagement coordinators, or their peers, people, other parents recommending them. So it is an application process. We do have criteria of the parent has to be at least 1 year into GCA, but we love our council because they provide positive feedback to our school and they're positive ambassadors of our school and of their students and their population. They speak for the population of their students. So we are very appreciative of them. We have a parent teacher student organization, something similar to PTO or PTA at brick and mortar schools. They are a fundraising crew. They our members love to connect with each other, love to fellowship with each other, share tips and tricks, and also support in fundraising. The organization also has a spirit store where you can buy your spirit gear. Champion, we are the champions. If you didn't know already, the owl, that's Champ the Owl. But you can get t-shirts, mouse pads, you name it, on that spirit store. So go ahead and check out the website. Mrs. Gilliard put it in the chat box. Get to know our PTSO. They're going to have their membership meeting coming up soon. They're going to have Coach Cafe, which is a learning coach to learning coach opportunity for you to fellowship with other learning coaches, share tips and tricks of here at GCA. So definitely check them out when you get a moment. So I'm going to go over some quick tips of Canvas. You guys are probably already exhausted with training, but you can't get enough of training when it comes to Canvas and just navigating. But the tips that I'm going to give you are the tips you can use for at least the first week of school. So how to log into school every day. Just make it a habit. Clever, then Canvas. Clever, then Canvas. Mrs. Gilliard is going to put in the chat box where you can go and getting more navigational support. Also, please go back and refer to your Strong Start modules. Those are some cool resources that you have, and it's going to be open throughout the whole school year. So please go and review back if you need to. But remember, clever, then Canvas. I need to do a cheer. Clever, then Canvas. Okay. Clever is where I said the streamlined platforms. Clever is where all of your platforms are going to be. So you don't need to bookmark different programs or websites. Go ahead and just bookmark Clever, and you get in Clever, you get to all of GCA. So once you start getting into Clever, it's going to ask you what your school is. You just put Georgia Cyber Academy, and then soon it will pop up this box. This box where you can just log in with Google. Then essentially, if your student has a loaner computer, or you've already, have your own personal computer for your student, you've already set up their Gmail, so it automatically holds their Gmail, so you can just click on it. You don't have to remember the username and password. Click on it because the username and password is saved onto your computer. Click on it, and then it pops you here where you look under district resources, and you get into Canvas. It's just right here, that you don't have to pop up another screen. It pops the screen up for you. So you get into Canvas, and then you're at your dashboard. Your dashboard is where you go, or where you see all of your course cards. So that is the default screen, is your dashboard. And you'll see all your course cards. You can click on your course cards to get inside your course module. So that's so easy. Just click on your course card, you're getting into your course module. I put this note right here because for my primary babies, the course card is the best view for you all. It's just more prettier, more user-friendly we found that it's user-friendly for our kindergarten through second grade families. And so when you get to your course card, you'll also see on the right-hand side a to-do list. When you guys, again, you probably are going to see it. If you have classes loaded, you're going to see to-do list, things to do. Anything that is prior to your start date, you don't need to worry about it. I'm going to say it again. Right now, anything that's prior to your start date, you don't need to worry about it. So if you see a list of things to do, just know anything prior to my start date, I don't need to worry about it. And again, your teachers are going to give further information and instructions on what that means. So don't panic if you see a ton of things to do. And then you can review your grades here. So the calendar is where you're going to go, where you're going to go to know where to go, right? Or what to do. Your calendar will list all your daily assignments that you have to do for the day, your classes that you need to go to, and anything that is due that you need to do. So again, anything that's due on the 28th, you guys don't need to worry about doing it. Or no, 23rd, sorry. On the 23rd, you don't need to worry about doing it. Don't panic, don't do it. But when you first hit the calendar, you will see that it's automatically going to default on month. You want to change it to agenda view. If you haven't already gone into Canvas, your Canvas course, and clicked on, or your Canvas account, and clicked on calendar, you'll see it's already in the month view. Overwhelmingly, the parents that I have talked to, learning coaches I've talked to, said that they've had to change the view to agenda view just to see it more organized, and it's visually pleasing. So you'll see everything listed out. You want to ensure that you have all your calendars checked. If you have multiple students, if you have multiple students, you may want to not check all of your calendars if you have multiple students, because it will list all of their stuff there. You may want to just do one student at a time. If you have Johnny and Susie, you may want to just focus on Johnny's schedule, see where he needs to go, and then click on Susie. Or you could do simultaneously, if after a while, once you get the routine, you're going to know what classes they're going to be doing and everything, etc. So you can organize your calendars as to the best of what works for you and your family. But if you have one student, just make sure you have all of their calendars checked, because if you don't have a calendar check, it won't show up on your view. So if you are wondering, why doesn't Johnny have math? Make sure all your calendars are checked, and then ask why Johnny doesn't have math, okay? All right, so to get to class, you go to your dashboard. You can go to class via dashboard, or your courses via dashboard, or the course tab. I'm going to go back. So you can go to your course via dashboard and clicking on the course card, or you can go to your courses, clicking on course, and then just choosing the course you want to go to. But I just did a screenshot of the dashboard course card. So you can click on the course card. It takes you to your course page, which is the landing page, is your home page. On the far left, you're going to see a list of different items, but we're talking about classes, right? You click on Jigsaw to get to class, okay? You click on Jigsaw in Canvas to get to class. Do not bookmark Jigsaw. Tell your students not to bookmark Jigsaw, because if they know after a while you get a routine of getting into the class, they know that, okay, I'm just going to go into Jigsaw. I don't want to get into Canvas. No, no, no. Tell them Clever, Canvas, then Jigsaw. Because if they don't do it that way and they just go straight to Jigsaw, they may have bookmarked Jigsaw, have their sessions up. It's not going to log their attendance. It has to be in that synchronous order, which is Clever, Canvas, and Jigsaw. Okay, so we're going to click on Jigsaw. I need to get a new screenshot, but you will notice, if you haven't noticed already, in when you have done your map, when you click on it, it says join now, right? It's a box that says join now, and then below it, it says view all my sessions. Jigsaw has updated, and now students can just go to their class by clicking join now instead of viewing this list of their classes. But we were talking about async days, right? So there's an async day. You're going into math. You want to go to view all. So you'll go to view all. And again, your teachers are going to give you detailed instructions on how to access your recordings when that happens. So this is just me talking right now. You don't have to remember this, because you're going to get it. You're going to get the instructions when you have async day. Every time you have async day, you're going to get the same instruction on what to do. Okay. So, but anyway, you go to my sessions, and then it's kind of blurry. Let me go ahead and see if I can. So when you see all your sessions, you'll see it says recorded. That's, you click there, and that's all your recorded sessions. So even outside of async day, all the classes that your students are going to is recorded. All your classes are recorded, and you can click on that to view the recording. So if your student needs a refresher, or you need a refresher, you can go and go to recorded, and then you can view all your recording. Again, Mrs. Gilliard put in the chat box a link to Canvas where you can go to get more navigation support. All right, so now we're talking about lessons and daily assignments. We're talking about lessons and daily assignments. Where do you go to view your lessons and your daily assignments? You go to your module. So again, go to your course through dashboard or your course tab, click on the course, math, go to modules. You'll see modules. There, you will see a list of your lessons and things that are due, and any type of content or videos that you need to review, your student needs to review. And they do it at a week and a glance. So you will know what you're doing for the full week, what unit you are in. So it's really well organized. You're going to know when you complete work. So if you have an assignment that is in your module, in your course, excuse me, in your week in a glance list, you will know when your student completes it, because once they finish, it will have a green check. So that's awesome that you can go back and view, and your students can also go back and view. So for my learning coaches that have multiple students, and I'm going to hurry up and wrap it up because it's getting to 10 o'clock, and I want you guys to go to Nucleus Live Help if you need it or have any questions on Nucleus. But if my families that have multiple students, you may want to go ahead and organize your dashboard, because you're going to have all of your students' courses in your account. So the way you can organize it is by these three little dots on your card. You click on that, and you can just nickname it. Just change it up and put your student's name in the class. You can color code it the way that you want to. And the beautiful thing about doing this nickname, again, when you have multiple students, your teachers are emailing you, right? And it's all coming to your email, okay? Because any communication should be going. Any communication to your student should be going to your learning coach email account, or the email account that you've set up personally. That it will have your students what you nicknamed that course. It will have it in the subject line, so you know exactly what student and what class that is coming from. So you don't have to worry about figuring that out. Learning Coach Live Help. Learning Coach Live Help is an opportunity where we ask our district leaders to come and help families. If you have any questions, academic questions, navigation questions, we have all of the departments in that room. Everybody is in there together from 12 to 1 to help you. So as of August 16th, we do it Monday through Wednesday as of August 16th. So we're doing it every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 12 o'clock. And we're going to run this until October 18th. So even if you don't know, if you have a question, pop in, say hello, listen to other parents. They may have some questions that you didn't even think of that you want to get answers to. And to access that, again, remember I said that parent calendar in the chat box? Please go ahead and bookmark that parent calendar. That's where you can access the sessions, both the Nucleus session and the Learning Coach Live Help session. And of course, some of these dates are expired, but we do have recordings for them. If you want the recording to District Town Hall and our recording to Advanced and Gifted, I'm going to put my email in the chat box. Go ahead and shoot me an email and I can forward you those recordings. So District Town Hall was an opportunity that our district leaders came and gave updates on what's going to happen and how excited they are to welcome you to the school. So that's where we discuss that, and it's recorded, and I can send you that recording. And the Advanced and Gifted Parent Meeting was an information session. So parents that have any questions about our Advanced and Gifted program, our Advanced and Gifted administrators were I provided a information session. So if you would like that recording, I'll definitely be able to give it to you. So I put my email address in the chat box. So go ahead and request that. What is coming up next is our copyright piracy and literacy training. So that is August 24th. You will get a reminder via SMORE and via text inviting you to that training session, as well as we have curriculum night coming up August 26th. We're super excited about curriculum night. This is an opportunity for you to hear from your principal, your administrators, your school administrators on the ins and outs of why we teach what we teach here at GCA for our primary grades, as well as why we provide assessments and what those assessments mean to you and to us. So those are the meetings that we have coming up. Again, you can view that on our parent calendar. Mrs. Gillier put it in the chat box right before my email address. And on behalf of your primary grade staff, we're looking forward to a great school year. Thank you so much for attending. I am now going to open it up for about 10 minutes of Q&A. If you want to go ahead and hop out of this session and go to the Nucleus Live Help so you can get everything about attendance, please do it at this time. But I'm going to stop the recording and then I am going to start our Q&A portion.